The storms of Rithis 4 were not the kind of weather you simply waited out. They were walls of violet fire, screaming ion winds that could strip metal clean in minutes and tear a body apart before it could even scream. I had been stationed there for 6 months, alone in an observation post that once housed a full squad of Terran soldiers. One by one, they had rotated out. Some were reassigned. Others, well, the storms didn't always spare the careful. Now it was just me, Lieutenant Marcus Hale, watching the endless lightning from the safety of my reinforced shelter. Outside, the world burned in purple light. 1. The storm arrives thunderstorm hash. It started like any other Rithis night. The wind moaned through the metal seams, sensors flickering with static. I'd been cataloging energy readings from the polar ridge when the scanners picked up something strange, a faint life signature moving fast through the storm. At first, I thought it was interference. But the readings held steady. Whatever it was alive, and running straight toward me. Impossible, I muttered. No human could survive out there. Then came the knock. A sharp, desperate pounding on the outer airlock door. I froze, hand hovering over my sidearm. The storm outside roared louder, almost angry that something dared defy it. Again, the knock 3 times, slower now. Weak. Someone or something was out there. 2. The stranger in the storm I hash. Protocol demanded I ignore it. Open doors during an ion storm and you risk losing your shelter. But instinct, human instinct, wouldn't let me stand by. I hit the manual override. The airlock hissed, and the first door sealed behind me. The outer door opened just enough to let the figure stumble through. She collapsed into my arms, light, trembling, drenched in shimmering frost. Her skin glowed faintly turquoise, her breathing shallow. An alien. Not just any alien, her features were sharp yet delicate, her hair like woven strands of silver mist. She wore a torn uniform marked with a crest I didn't recognize, maybe a refugee, maybe a soldier. I dragged her fully inside before sealing the airlock again. The outer wind screamed in protest as if furious that I'd stolen one of its victims. She lay still on the floor, breathing raggedly. Then her eyes fluttered open, brilliant gold irises locking onto mine. She froze. "You," she whispered. "You're human." Her voice was soft, melodic, and terrified. "Yeah," I said quietly, crouching beside her. "You're safe now." But she didn't look relieved. Her pupils widened. She tried to crawl backward, but her strength failed her. "Don't touch me," she gasped. They'll sense you." 3. A refugee from the stars dizzy. I didn't know what she meant until later. I gave her a blanket, wrapped it around her trembling frame, and offered her a thermopack of warm protein broth. She accepted it hesitantly, eyes darting around the metallic room like she expected soldiers to burst in at any moment. "My name's Marcus Hale," I said. "Terran Command. You're lucky to be alive out there." She didn't answer right away. Then, finally, in a whisper, "I'm Elira. I was part of the Night Harry convoy, before the hunters came." "Hunters?" She nodded, staring into the storm beyond the reinforced window. "The Syndrax Dominion. They destroy any ship that carries refugees, especially ours. We were running from them." It began to make sense. The Night Harry were one of the border species caught between the human frontier and the Syndrax war zones. "So, you're a refugee," I said softly. Her golden eyes lifted toward me. "I was. Until everyone else died." Her words were simple, but they carried a weight that filled the room like gravity. 4. The human and the Night Harry fire. Over the next few hours, I helped her recover. Her body temperature was unstable, so I adjusted the shelter's heating. She was wary of me, but exhaustion forced her to accept my help. By morning, the storm had calmed. She sat near the heating coil, tracing strange symbols in the dust. Your people, she said quietly, they don't know what the Syndrax are planning. I looked up from my datapad. Enlighten me. They're not just conquering, she said. They're harvesting. The storms, these are not natural. They're seeding worlds with plasma detonators to strip the atmosphere and collect the energy. That chilled me to my bones. I'd seen planetary storms before, but never thought they could be artificial. Elira met my gaze. Rithis 4 will die soon. And you, human, will die with it if you stay. I laughed softly. Then I guess I'll die in good company. She blinked. You joke about death. Sometimes that's how we survive, I said. It's a human thing. For the first time, she smiled, just slightly. Humans are strange. And Night Harry are mysterious, I countered. Seems fair. That was the first moment we stopped being strangers. 5. A dangerous connection high voltage sign. 2 days passed. We worked together to restore long-range comms, hoping to signal her people or mine. During that time, I learned bits about her species, their cities built in clouds, their songs that shaped light, their sense of loyalty to life itself. But I also noticed the way she looked at me, curious, studying every word, every movement. Then one evening, while repairing the power relay, she touched my hand by accident. A blinding flash filled the air, followed by a surge through the station's lights. I jerked back, heart racing. What was that? I asked. Elira's face paled. A bond spark, she said, almost in disbelief. It means our energies resonated. Resonated? In Night Harry culture, such resonance only happens between souls aligned in purpose. So what you and I are, soulmates? I joked nervously. Her expression was unreadable. Perhaps not in your words. But our fates may now be entwined. I didn't know what to say. The air between us felt charged, alive. Outside, lightning rolled across the horizon as if echoing her words. 6. The storm within the storm, thundercloud and rain hash. That night, alarms blared. Sensors picked up 3 Syndrax gunships descending through the upper atmosphere. They found me, Elira whispered. They're tracking the energy trail from my ship. I grabbed my rifle and slammed a clip into place. Then we'll make sure they don't find anyone else. The first explosion hit the ridge, shaking the shelter. Dust rained from the ceiling. We worked in perfect sync. Elira rerouted power to the defense grid while I manned the perimeter turrets. Her hands moved with supernatural speed, her voice steady even as metal screamed around us. For hours, the battle raged. Syndrax drones poured from the storm like insects, metallic wings slicing through the rain. I fired until my arms ached, until the air stank of ozone and smoke. Elira stood beside me, light radiating from her palms as she hurled bursts of plasma that melted steel. Then, silence. The last drone fell, burning into the sand. I turned toward her. You okay? She nodded weakly, but then collapsed. 7. The price of power, broken heart. I caught her before she hit the ground. Her skin felt hot, pulsing with residual energy. I carried her to the cot, scanning her vitals. She's burning out, I muttered. Too much strain. Her eyelids fluttered open. It's my fault, she whispered. When I used the plasma, I drew on the bond between us. It let me fight longer. Then you used my life force, I realized. She nodded faintly. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to die. My vision blurred for a second. I felt drained, but alive. Don't apologize, I said, gripping her hand. You saved us both. Her golden eyes softened. You really are unlike any being I've met, Marcus Hale.